Hi everybody, welcome back to another 3D Studio Max tutorial. This time we'll look into how to bake an ambient occlusion into your vertex colors. And this will be the first of maybe 2 or 3 different ways I'll show of how to do ambient occlusion baking. So this will be just part 1, and look for other videos coming out in the near future. So to start, I have my tractor model again. If you watched on how to render a wireframe, same model, just reusing it for this tutorial. And we'll just get started from there. So first, go on over here to your lights and pick standard. Sometimes I think by default it goes to photometric, so just click that drop down, then go to standard, and we'll create a skylight. And the nice thing about skylights, you can place them anywhere in the scene, so I can place it all the way out here and it'll light the scene just the same as if it were right here. They're kind of neat like that. I'll check my options real fast. You can cast shadows, or you don't have to. Just after you do your vertex baking and play around with the settings, it's really up to you. From here, after we have a light in the model in the scene, we'll go up to rendering and go to render setup. So this will give us our options for different render settings. If I scroll down to the bottom here and go to assign render, I'm only using the default scanline render. So whenever you launch Max, this is what's usually turned on by, as the name implies, default. Up here at the top you'll see advanced lighting. I'm going to click that, and right now there's no lighting plugin selected or activated, so I'll just use this drop down here and go to radiosity. And radiosity is a way of lighting your diffuse and shadows and things like that in the scene. It tries to be more accurate than without it. For initial quality you can use 100%, 95%, something a little higher than the default here. Refine iterations, all objects. We'll go ahead and click 1. This will get rid of some artifacting that happens. You can also again use higher than 1, but try not to use 0. You'll probably get some kind of strange things. Indirect lighting again, we'll go ahead and place that to 1. And down here where it says rendering parameters, we'll drop that down and click reuse direct illumination from radiosity solution. So we'll click that, and now we get to make the radiosity solution so that this option will have something to use. So just scrolling back up here, you'll see radiosity processing parameters and then the start button. When I click this, it'll start the processing of that radiosity solution. So I'll click start here, and this will take a minute or 2, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and pick up right where this finishes. So see you in a second. Okay, so it just finished processing. Sometimes your viewport changes. Now you can kind of see what the ambient occlusion is starting to look like here. I can go ahead and close my render setup. I'm done with that for now. And I'll go ahead and click my geometry in the scene. And you'll notice that it disappeared. This happens. It's just like a viewport glitch, I guess. But we'll bring it back soon enough, don't you worry. So over in the top here with the little hammer for utilities, I'll go ahead and click that. I'll click more, and here where it says assign vertex colors at the top of the list, I'll just go ahead and click that and hit OK. And since it was already open, I'll have to hit it twice. There we go. So for my settings, I'll click vertex color because that's where it's getting applied to. And the lighting, I would like just light only, not the diffuse or lighting and diffuse. And again, color by vertex. It's not being placed on the faces, it's being placed on the vertex. And we will reuse the radiosity from the solution. And then at the very bottom here, we'll go ahead and click assign to selected. And again, this will take a moment or 2, so I'll go ahead and pause the video and pick up where this left off. Okay, so that has finished processing. We can go ahead and go back to our modify channel, and now you'll see that there's this new vertex paint modifier on our stack. And what this does is allows us to see the vertex color applied to the object. So right now, here's what it looks like without the ambient occlusion on. By default, it puts it on this setting here. If I were to go ahead and just click this, the vertex color display shaded, you'll see now that the object has changed in my viewport, and you can see here that it has all the ambient occlusion baked in from that radiosity map. And that's really all there is to it. This is one way of making ambient occlusions. There are a couple other ways, so go ahead and stay tuned for those, and please like, subscribe, and also leave comments or questions that you might have, or suggestions as well for videos that you would like to see. So see you next time.